Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and today's video. Oh my goodness, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, today's video is my creating a look and first impression of the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. I have waited weeks and weeks and weeks to be able to have the chance to do this video for you guys. Apologies that it has took me so long. It's just the situation at the moment. Fingers crossed in a couple of months' time, once the children are back at school, there will be far more makeup looks coming out for you all. So, without further ado, the eyes are primed. Let's get into it and see what this little baby is like. One thing more I did want to just let you all know. Recently, Morphe had a 50% sale on their website on collaboration brushes. So, because I'd got the Jeffree Star palette ready and waiting to be tested, I thought I would treat myself to a set of the Morphe Jeffree Star brushes. This is the iron-faced set. There are 7 brushes in total. I'm just going to quickly hold them up in case you're not sure what they look like or anything. These are your 3 face brushes here. Nice big powder brush. This one I actually am using as a blusher brush, and it's really nice because it's quite dense and flat. You can really pack it on there, and yeah. And then this one is probably best used as like a little highlighter brush. And then we get 4 eyeshadow brushes. There we go. This one here is a dual ender with your spoolie on the end there and a little angled liner brush there. This one here, this is a bit big for my eyes, so I've actually been using this as a highlighter brush, and it's actually a really lovely size, so I'll be using that as a highlighter brush today. And these are your 2 smaller eye brushes. Now then, this is not the first time I've used the brushes. They are really lovely. Little bit of shedding of the fibres of the hairs, but nothing major. Yeah, so really nice. And the fact that I got them for half price, which I think was 22 pounds instead of 44, or 24 pounds instead of 48. I just thought that was too good a bargain not to take Morphe up on that, because if you do spend over £20 on the Morphe UK website, you get free delivery on your way, so way. Okay, let's get into this. Now then, this palette, my goodness, I know a lot of people think it's a boring palette and there's not much variation in it. I look at this palette and I see so many looks that I could do. Honest to goodness, I've sat here for weeks, kept looking at it, thinking, right, what am I going to do and what look am I going to create? And to be honest, I still don't know, because there are so many that I feel I can do. So here we go. This is the palette, if you've not seen it already. I did show all these items in a haul video, a Beauty Bay haul video. I'll link that video at the end if you would like to go and watch that, or if you haven't already, please feel free. Okay, let's just dive into it, because like I say, I've not really got a clue where I'm going with it today. Okie dokie. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up this brush, which is the JS5, this one. And I think we're going to use this as like a base all over brush. And the colour I'm drawn to today for that is this one here, Life Insurance. Real nice pale dove grey. So let's get the mirror and get into it and see what we think. See how it picks up. Bit of kick up in the pan. There we go. But it's picked up on that brush nicely. Let's see what we think. Let's just start over here and just pop it all over the lower lid into the crease. There we go. Yeah. Go all over with this, and then we'll give it a little bit of a blend. Tuck right into this corner. As usual, Jeffree Star's matte formula. Yes, it does kick up slightly in the pan, but it seems to be applying and adhering to the eyes really, really nicely. Just want to make sure I've got my hooded eyelids well and truly covered. Just using some very, very gentle sweeping motions backwards and forwards. There we go. The thing I have to say, the thing I really do like about this palette is, you know, because they're all of a very, very similar colour story, obviously the base of the greys and everything, you literally, you know, if you only wanted to do like a couple of colours, if you didn't want to do anything fancy or over complicated or anything like that, you really could do that with this palette very, very easily. Not a problem at all. A little bit more down there. There we go. Just gliding on, like I say, really nice and smoothly. And yeah, not having any trouble with that sticking to the eyelids whatsoever. Okay, what we're going to go for next, I'm going to swap now to, I believe this is the JS6, it is. This is the JS6, slightly smaller, more tapered brush. And what am I going to go for? Let's go for this slightly darker grey here, Wednesday, after Wednesday Addams of the Addams family. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to pick this up on the end. Again, a little bit kick-uppy in the pan, but adheres to the brushes really, really well. And I have to say, in the few times I've used these brushes, that is something that I have found. The shadows seem to gravitate and stick to these brushes really, really well. So that's a good bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slightly different technique today. I'm going to go, actually, I'm going to start on my under eye line here and then bring this up this way, I think. So let's just look down for a minute. So I'm just doing the outer third of this lower lash line, just on this far corner. And then I'm going to come up from here, look down now, and come up to meet that outer corner. I have quite hooded eyes, so my socket line I have to come slightly over so that when my eyes are open you can still see the colour. Work to your own eye shape, okay? You know your eyes the best. Sticking right on that socket bone just so I can get the shading and the depth for the look. As you you can see, I'm just very gently blending and smoothing it over around about just over the halfway mark. There we go, something like that. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is actually a So Eco brush. It's a flat shader brush like this, so any make I'll do. This is just the one I've got to hand, and I am going to go in with, in this outer corner, just on the lower lid here, just to add a little bit more depth. I think we will go with, I'm going to go with the RIP, this one here. So let's pick that up on there. As you can see, I'm actually using the socket bone now as a guide to go underneath with this colour. Underneath and all the way across into the inner corner. I'm just going to go back to the other brush that I used with Wednesday. Just blend those two together. Not much of a tonal difference with these two, but the RIP is just that little bit darker, just with that little bit more depth, like I say. Blend those together. Go. Now I am going to take, this is a LA Splash sort of blender brush. It goes slightly bigger and fluffier. Come on camera, over here. That's it. And I am going to go into this shimmer here, Death Certificate. Let's see how this picks up. A little bit crumbly. I'm just pressing it on to the brush, and let's pop this in the middle first of all. Going on dry, I'm going to see how this adheres to the eye. Dry it first, and if needs be I can always spray it, but I don't normally need to do that with Jeffree Star's formula. Even though I've got a matte eyeshadow underneath, his formula does seem to stick quite well without any extra fixing agents. So, and this one seems to be performing like I would expect it to, which is good. That's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, and do a little bit more defining just here, just on this brow bone. So I've just gone back into Wednesday with the same brush. There we go. That's a bit better. More definition on there. And then I am going to use, right, now I'm going to go, I'm using a flat head brush now, and I'm going to go into this really pale colour called Casket Ready. this one here. It's not a white, as you can see, the white next to it is a real white. This is more of like a creamy colour, a light cream colour. So let's pick that up. And we're going to go into this inner corner, just to lighten this inner corner up a wee bit. Bring this over the top and sort of use this to blend everything else out now, and make sure we've got some good gradients and good good blending between all the colours. I'm going right up to my brow bone line now with this, and like I say, going over ever so slightly onto the edge of that Wednesday colour that I put down, because I think I've mentioned before, you know, if you want to blend out a darker colour, use a lighter one to just blend it out and just soften your edges. It's a really, really good trick. And obviously having a lighter colour under your brow line will help to open your eye up, which can be quite important when you're using darker shadows, because obviously darker shadows will naturally close your eye up. So if you're somebody who's got quite small eyes, or you know, you like to have larger looking eyes than what potentially you may have in reality, this is a good trick for doing that. And what I'm also going to do with this lighter colour, which is why I've chosen this brush, is, as you can see, I'm getting towards the corner end now, and I'm going to pick some up and I'm going to go underneath, there we go, just to help define that line from earlier. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, I'm actually just going to get this big brush and just make sure I've got no fallout underneath. I think I might have a wee bit of fallout, but certainly nothing major. Again, that is something I would expect with Jeffree Star's formulas. Any dark shadow you will expect to have fallout, but with Jeffree Star's, with the way his formula is, I do tend to find that I don't get as much as with other brands. There we go. I'm going to take my little Morphe pencil brush now, and I'm going to go in to Diamond Ashes here. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of the three shades in this palette that has the new formula, like they look like pressed glitters, but they're not as crumbly as pressed glitters, and they give like a real wet sheen look. Really, really nice. Again, I'm not spraying my brush. I may go back and do that if I feel I need to. Again, a little bit crumbly, but rather than sort of swirling your brush around, just sort of roll it and press it in, and that seems to be the way to use these shades, ladies and gentlemen. I may need to spray this. Let's have a look. I'm going to go in on the inner corner here. Yeah, I can feel that falling out on my cheek, so I'm just going to go and spray it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my fixing spray. You can use any sort of fixing spray. This is the MAC Fix Plus. You can even just use water. It really doesn't matter. And I'm just going to go into there. Oops, that was quite a large blob. Just into the tear duct, along the inner corner on the lower lash line, and then just come up to meet in this inner corner on the see, but I can certainly see, you can just see it when you turn your head in the light, it just catches that light a little bit. Now for the rest of the underneath of the eyeline, I'm going to get my angled brush and I am going to go into, this one, Pallbearer. This is another of those same sort of wet look formulas. Now this one is not as crumbly as the Diamond Ashes, it is still a little bit crumbly. I'm trying to get it just on the very edge. Again, I'm going to spray it. And we're literally going to meet up from the inner corner to this outer corner now with this. Just with the same brush that I used with that Wednesday shade, and I'm just going to run the very tip of this brush all the way underneath. Might not actually notice any difference or any product going on there, but it will just help to blend everything together. And there we go. That's the finished look. I'm going to go and replicate that on the other side and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What have I done on the eyes at the moment? Well, I'm going to lean forward and let you have a closer look. So here is the finished eye look from the front, from the side, and from the other side. Okay, as an eyeliner, what I've done is I've used the Medusa liquid lipstick that I got in my Blue Blood bundle, and I just used it with a normal little, very small angled liner brush. So I've used that literally just as a top liner, gone from the outer corner into sort of just into the inner corner, so that you're not getting rid of the Diamond Ashes, the white sort of shimmery wet looky eyeshadow. You don't want to cover that up. And then in my waterline I've just used Exit from Colourpop, which is just a plain white eyeliner. NYX on the eyes as usual for the mascara today, and then I've also used the Medusa for my lips as well. Because I have such funny shaped lips, I will either use a lip liner to line first before I fill in, or like I've done today, I've literally just used the brush I've used as an eyeliner, and I've then just gone on and used it as a lip liner as well and then filled in. This is just one coat and it's pretty good actually. It's a really nice, there's no sort of opaque, it's quite opaque, there's no patchiness or anything like that. Obviously if you wanted to, you could go in and do another coat, that's absolutely fine. I am, however, just going to finish off with my beautiful Jeffree Star highlighter, the Skin Frost. This is the Skin Frost, not the Supreme Frost. Mine's in the shade Lavender Snow. There we go. I have used this already and wow, it's amazing. So I'm just rolling. This is the JS4 brush, very, very gently into there. And let's just pop it on. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you call a highlighter, isn't it? Isn't it just amazing? And it's so silky soft and smooth. It's so wet looking on the skin. Oh, I mean, yeah, these highlighters are not cheap, guys. I know that. But I tell you what, if you wanted to invest in just one highlighter for the rest of your life, so far, this is the best highlighter formula I think I've ever tried. It's just amazing. I love the effect it gives, that wet look effect. As you can see, you can build it up. These can be placed all over your body as well. This is just, yeah, I think this is my go-to highlighter now, definitely. There we go, a little bit of that. And I think we're about there, we're about done. So what do I think to the Cremated palette? Well, like I say, the mattes, yeah, a little bit of fall, kick up in the pan, which, you know, that's absolutely fine. That to me is not the biggest problem at all in the world. You just make sure you tap off your brush quite well before you start applying to prevent fallout issues on your cheeks. Yes, I have had some fallout. In fact, when I was off camera doing the other side, I noticed I'd actually got some here on my top lip. So, and I was a bit shiny. So I've been back over with a layer of my fixing powder and it seems to have rectified that problem. This formula here, this new wet look formula, is quite crumbly. Obviously I've used two today. I've used Diamond Ashes and Pole Bearer, the Pole Bearer being the one in the middle underneath the lash line. I would say the best thing to do is definitely spray your brushes for using these. If you don't, as soon as you put your brush on, you're going to feel that fallout on your cheek, okay? The normal shimmer formula, like always, yes, it looks as though when it's picking up on the brush it's going to be a bit bitty, but actually when you put it on, they glide on so soft and smooth. One of the best shimmer formulas in my opinion, to be perfectly honest. Like I say, yes, I did have some fallout issues from the Wednesday shade, but I think that's because obviously I went first of all down here on the lower lash line with it and then came up. I was also using the JS4 or JS5, JS6 even, brush, which is quite a fluffy tapered brush. If you use something more like this sort of brush, a flat shader brush, you may not get that issue with so much fallout. I think that was my fault. It was the brush I was using wasn't right. Very excited to get into playing with this more. Hopefully at some point in the future there will be a 3 looks 1 palette video or a 5 looks 1 palette video. Just at the moment, unfortunately, I'm not able to sort of say how long that's going to take me to do, but it will come eventually. So we'll just release the hair and there we go. This is the finished look, guys. My creating a look and first impressions using the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. I find the shadows suit my eyes and my skin really well. They go on superbly. Even if they go on and there's a little bit of patchiness, a small amount of blending work will soon get rid of that for you. The key thing with a palette like this is don't be so afraid of the dark colours, okay? And I think if you're not somebody who's used to using blacks and dark colours, actually this would be a great starter palette for you. Because you've got the variety of the tones, you've got the lighter colours, you can build your confidence up, build the darkness of the look up. All of the shadows have gone on so nicely, they've blended into each other nicely, as you would expect from a brand such as Jeffree Star Cosmetics. You know, these are higher end brands. Their formulas are different to your drugstore, cheaper brands. You know, you are paying for the name and for the quality. With Jeffree Star in particular, I think you really are paying more for the quality than the name. That may be not the case with everything or with every brand out there, but certainly his formulas are one of the best that I have tried, and I've tried quite a few now, so I'm getting a good idea of, as soon as I put my brush in, whether or not this is going to work for me. Am I going to have any issues? Things like that. So anyway, that's my thoughts and feelings on the Cremated palette. Please let me know yours down in the comment section below. Have you got the palette? Is it just not a colour story that's interested you? Are you not a fan of Jeffree Star Cosmetics? Whatever it is, please do hit a like on this video, comment down below. If you're not already subscribed and you are new to my channel, then the warmest of welcomes. Please consider hitting that red button down below or the circular icon with my face in it, which will appear here shortly. Make sure your notifications are turned on to all. That way you will know every time I drop a video, which is around about 3 times a week at the minute. I've also got my live stream on a Friday evening called the Friday Night Natter, 8 PM London time. Please join us for that if you are able to. I think that's everything for today. I've got lots more filming to do today, lots of unboxings for you, so I'm going to crack on with that. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Keep safe and well, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.